much less the brights on. So this is every day that this happens, and they have the ability to edit the video and make it seem like they don't have brights on. I think everybody is mature enough to know that that is the case at this point. I don't think that anyone denies that they have that technology. And in this case, is a multi-million-dollar lawsuit case, right? And, we're looking at $100 million plus. So they have plenty of motive to collaborate. And YouTube has, bases of operation in California, big time. So look at this guy's price, big time. And so they have, they're part of the greater kind of corporate state network. These guys know each other, governors, executives, what have you. So, it's nowhere near paranoid or a stretch, or preposterous for me to say that it is logical to assume that the collaboration I've seen, and I've talked about my videos between the law enforcement and, the intelligence community and, kind of criminal organizations and corporations is a logical assessment. A logical belief to have that these things are taking place. So I really think that it's a shame that we live in a racist country. And really the core of racism, when you think about it, it isn't so much skin color, right? They say that they don't like a skin color. It is cultural, right? How do they describe black people, right? They say watermelon and they big old lips and so on and so forth, right? It's cultural, right? It's more than just skin color. It's differences. It's physiological differences. It's cultural differences. And the core motive is white power. And they put the pow in power. They're trying to pretend that the white man is superior, first and foremost in a martial arts sense, when you really think about it, right? That's what they're really getting at. Look at who the action heroes historically, Van Damme, Scott Adkins, Dolph Lundgren, Steven Seagal, is the white knight complex, white savior complex, but in the form that we traditionally talk about it, and not what might come up on an internet search. Is them trying to pretend that they're the hero of the story, them trying to pretend that, that they're in the right? It is the white versus the angry, black, red, yellow, what have you, savages. And, part of that paradigm, unfortunately, is Jews and LGBT people. I remember this movie where this guy was playing Malcolm X. He said, why do you call yourself, he asked him, why do you call yourself black when you're more brown than black? And he said, well, why do you call yourself white when you're more pink than white? And the guy was obviously an LGBT actor that he was saying to. And, pink is something that white people, they turn red and pink and so on and so forth, make blush and so on and so forth. So I don't think that's a coincidence. We also talk about the vagina. People watch porns and so on and so forth. They know that there's a difference there too, and has some kind of reference to this as well. So, the pink is also a reference to white supremacy. And of course, the Democratic Party has been racist and dominated by corporate racists for a long time. Just because they control opposition, like Malcolm X said, doesn't mean they're not racist. It's the good cop, bad cop paradigm. Good political party, bad political party, and so is the Libertarian Party. It's all controlled opposition. Corporate state, social club, fraternity, gentleman's club, kind of garbage. Kind of good old boy network. What have you. So we see the feminists talk about programming historically when they felt that they were discriminated against by the tech industry. Okay, so why would the left-wing tech companies, right, discriminate against women? Because they also are racist and have white denial and so on. So it's across the board. This is what we've seen historically. This is why they're gangstalking me over something that is a very racial issue to them. They want the spirit of the white man, right? Spirit, to spear something, and spirit, and power, pow, and power. Okay, and of course, when you think about the American flag, what comes to mind? Law enforcement, government agencies, government buildings, military people, right? So they're trying to make it seem like they're superior. And this is supposed to be a free country, not a white supremacist country. And so, when they're shining these lights on me, it's also historically what the Ku Klux Klan did. They shine lights on, there'd be a black and a Jewish guy or freedom riders or whatever in the town, and it'll be some kind of racist small town cop, shining lights on these people. And they've done it to such a degree that between the fumes and the brighting, that they've messed up my eyesight to some degree. They've changed my body shape, and they've slowed down my videos. Everything is consistent with a white supremacist push. And this is part of why, I'm half white. I'm not proud even a little bit to be half white. Not even a little bit. My mom's a nice person. That's a different issue. But the white race in total, how far white Jew and LGBT people have gone historically with the communism, with the fascism, with the Native American genocide, with slavery. I don't see any reason for me to be proud to be part white. Not any reason at all. The founding fathers, a bunch of racists and slave owners, as the story goes. Not any reason at all. Okay, they just just cheat. I'm not saying all white people are cheats per se, but I'm saying the sum total communication of the race makes it so I'm not proud because of the extreme emphasis on cheating and scapegoating, while they kind of are associated with rock and roll. Some of them are associated with rock and roll and the Baphomet goat. So they're like nah. We're gonna pretend that you're like as irresponsible, as racist as rock and roll people are, and they call them quote unquote white trash. You see what I'm saying? So they're trying to associate all the minorities with the white trash and then claim racial supremacy, and it's really sick. It's really sick. And that's that. The thought that me being part white would give me any kind of social status that I wouldn't otherwise have also makes me sick. I disown any white privilege that might be associated with being part white. Okay, I want nothing to do with the spirit of white supremacy or the American spirit. I want my civil rights, my freedoms. Okay, my human rights. Okay, I don't approve of organized harassment campaigns. I don't approve of America ignoring the 22 witnesses on record. I don't approve of the FBI and all this, who must be aware of what's going on here. And they didn't launch their own investigation because they're in on it as well. So that's cowardice. When when you're, say you serve and protect, but you neglect the protection of the most righteous of your citizens, and you're just a horrible person, a despicable person, and only horrible DNA could be in that person. What other way is there to look at it? Present your viable counterarguments. These people bright all day, even when it's raining and it's dangerous road conditions to some degree. We're just talking horrible people, evil people, people that worship the devil. So I can see why, and I'm not saying that's the case or not in this video, but I can see why people said that they're a white devil, because what they're doing is rather devilish. It's not just the Klan or the cops, it's every section of society I see doing this, and the minorities who are more heavily involved are more whitewashed, okay? And the gangs in recent years have become more whitewashed and more gay-washed, and they're more heavily involved in the psyops. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think you got to call a spade a spade. You got to call it like you see it. You've got to be honest, The best that white Jews and LGBT people can do is own up to what they've done, okay? Redistribute a good 10% plus of the wealth of the rich to really start to, help, build homes for the homeless and start to really do things, right? You need trillions of dollars to really start to make this country more fair as it stands with the wealth distribution. And and again, I don't believe the rich deserve a single penny, but I'm just saying what is logical, what everyone can agree on, what you'd have to be a really racist, control freak, slave master piece of shit to not agree on, 10% of the maybe 70 trillion. So you redistribute that in terms of, job programs, social programs, building homes, building affordable apartments, maybe subsidizing, rent for a while till the poor can get on their feet, increasing supply to reduce inflation, of supply of apartments, supply of food, what have you, just basic things that would get this country rolling again. And it's sad that they don't do it. It saddens me to have to, chastise anybody, especially a group as a race. But this is what is good for them, what needs to be done, And as other people aren't doing it, you know, they're not helping them. Better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. A flattering tongue, you know, so lying lips hate those that they hurt, and a flattering tongue works ruin. These are in Proverbs. Thank you.